Hey, Amanda Ross here. I help nonprofits navigate the digital space to make a greater impact online so that they can build awareness and increase funding. Today, I want to share with you how to get funding for a nonprofit. So I've been doing this for a number of years, and recently I really decided to focus on nonprofits, and I am loving working with them. It's amazing. So helping them further their cause is like my cause now. I love working with nonprofits. I help them in the digital space, building out websites, membership sites, online training, chatbots, all kinds of stuff that is in sort of that digital, techie, fun space that I really think nonprofits should really be focusing on now. Before we get started, I want to share with you my 4 biggest things nonprofits aren't doing yet that will increase your donations and impact instantly. And you can get that by clicking the link below. It's going to help you in a way that, well, this video is going to help you with some ideas. This is really more tactical and will really absolutely help you do that right away today. So there's a lot of ways that we can get funding for a nonprofit. There's ways that we can do that sort of obviously with digital tools. And of course there are grants, okay? So that is with government grants, which is obviously one of the biggest ways that nonprofits get their money. Now, it's really, really important when we're thinking about putting a grant together that whoever it is that you're bringing in to help you with whatever that grant is for, let's hypothetically say we are talking about a website. So if you are ready to create a new brand and sort of level up what your nonprofit is doing, what you're showcasing to the world on your website, then when you build out that grant, you want to make sure that you're partnering with somebody that's done this before. And often with grants, you have to submit at least 2 people. So make sure you've chosen 2 really great people who have been doing this for a long time. The other thing you want to make sure of is that when you're building out that grant proposal, that you're including ways that you're going to be showcasing your brand in a really different way. Because the way that we showcase our brand online is the best way to actually make money, okay? So when people come to your website or when they go to your social media and things like that, we want to make sure that we're really showcasing the brand. We have to start thinking about branding in a really different way because technology and online, sort of the online space has really, really changed over the past couple of years. So people, when they come to your website, and it looks like 1982, we're gonna lose them. So we wanna make sure that we're building out things that make a lot of sense and are way more modern for today's viewer. So we wanna make sure with grants that we're definitely working with somebody who knows what they're doing. Okay, on the flip side of that, the other ways that we can make money online or raise funds, get donations, is by making sure, just sort of what I was talking about, is making sure that your brand is really impactful. So we're really speaking to an audience in a way that is attracting them. So in a sea of nonprofits, which I know it often feels like, you've got competition everywhere as a nonprofit, you really have to stand out and make a greater impact when you're building out your marketing, your social media, your website, all the places where you're gonna showcase yourself online. You have to sort of say, this is who we are, and these are the statements that we make, and we're gonna be a little bit more bold, or we're gonna be a little more strong, or we're gonna be a little more fun, or whatever those things are, depending on what your cause is, what fits the right, in sort of in that right way. Whatever that messaging is. For example, one of my clients, a family education center, their big, bold message is, who do you want your child to be at 25? So their whole thing is, who are you raising? What are you doing to make that child be that amazing kid that amazing adult that you want them to be? So it's about sort of picking that messaging. And so that way, once you know what that messaging is and who you're really targeting, you can start building out that branding so that it fits with that and you're attracting the right audience. We also want to make sure that, when we are in the sea of nonprofits, that we're doing things in a way that's a little bit different because we want to attract that younger generation, because things have changed over the years, as I'm sure you're aware, especially with online donations coming on board. People over 60 actually donate more online than anybody else. So we want to make sure that not just the young people, but we're also grabbing those older people and realizing that those old ways that used to work, making phone calls, knocking on doors, holding live events, even though some of them still work, online is going to be a greater and greater way to start bringing in money. So we want to attract the younger audience, and we still want to speak to that older audience because everybody is going online. So we want to make sure that we are directly talking to them every single time we can. Another way, of course, is to partner with a philanthropist. There are a lot of people out here in the world that are happy and willing and want to give money to a nonprofit that makes sense for them. They just don't know about it because a lot of nonprofits don't reach out to them. So one way is, of course, by showcasing your brand online in a really strong way that relates to them, and then they can see you finally in that sea of nonprofits by being a little bit different and sort of making a stand and being consistent. A lot of nonprofits, they'll start doing social media and then it wavers off. We have to be consistent in everything we do. So whether it's every week, every day, whatever it is, we have to start building in that consistency so that you can be found online. When a philanthropist finds you and they want to partner with you, this is a great way to sort of bring in somebody that is just willing to sort of help your cause in a very different way than sort of a government funding can do, because government funding often comes with rules and regulations, where when you bring in somebody like a philanthropist or you're raising money with donations, you have a little bit more flexibility to do the things that you really believe are going to be the right things for your nonprofit. So those are just a few ways that you can get money online to help build your nonprofit's brand awareness, your funding, all of the things that you need to do as a nonprofit to keep going and to keep furthering your cause so that you can help more people. But there are some other things that you could definitely do, and I would love to share them with you. So they are in the link below. They're the 4 biggest things that nonprofits aren't doing yet that will increase your donations and impact instantly. Thanks so much for watching. I would really appreciate it if you could like, comment, or subscribe to the channel so that you are not missing out on all the goodness I'm trying to bring you. I would also really love it if you do comment below to let me know which one of these you really felt was the most relatable or the most interesting thing that maybe you've never really thought about before, or how often do you actually think about your branding as a nonprofit? Because I know sometimes we don't think about that, but it's really the most important thing that you have.